Waves or clouds of despair? Waves. And would they wrap or encase my brain? Oh, hello. Hello. Jon Cross here. Some of you may know I was Informer on a short-lived TV series called Supercop. And I'm here tonight in England with the lovely Diane Sawyer, who's come all the way over here from Bengal, I think it is. And she's going to be asking me some rather interesting and probing questions that I'd like to share with you, the viewers, tonight. So strap yourself in, and Diane, welcome to England, and fire when ready.
Well, I think our viewers would like to know what you've been up to recently.
Yes, well, so would I. Basically, as you can see, I've been holed up in my own little private music studio just outside Cleethorpes, recording my third solo album, Elbow Wafts, and basically just sort of writing some songs, putting some lyrics down, mixing some beats, banging some drums and strumming my instrument. I've also been playing the guitar. Music came to me quite late, really. I was sort of 23, 24, was walking down the road in my local town, and to avoid some flashers up ahead on the high street who were, I think, exposing themselves to a priest. I went across the road and actually got hit by a truck. And since sort of waking up in hospital, I've had music both within me and without me.
Well, that's quite fascinating.
Well, Supercop the series, for the uninitiated out there, basically it's a 5-episode TV series that was made about 5 years ago, in which I played a character called Informer, and filmed, of course, with Chris Fulbrook, or indeed Dee, as he's known to the Supercop fans. It was basically, our idea was to take the TV that we loved as children. We also incorporated elements of later shows as well, such as Diagnosis Murder, because I feel, and I know that a lot of people out there feel, that Barry Van Dyke is possibly one of the greatest exponents of TV acting since Brian Dennehy appeared in a very early episode of Quincy.
So is this your, is it fair to say that that was your inspiration then?
Partly, and yet you would be wrong. I think our main inspiration came, funny enough, from a bathing incident. Dee and I went on holiday in '98, I think it was, to the Bavarian Alps, which is completely unpleasant all year round. So we were there was a bathing incident involving a land crab and also a camel and part of a tusk. And since then, sort of the idea behind Supercop was all we could talk about. We also had read quite extensively some very early 18th century children's literature that dealt with prostitution in the under-8s.
Okay, well, that all sounds wonderful.
We basically sort of hammered out the first idea together, and obviously he got the main role and I got the sidekick role, and that was decided very gentlemanly by a duel, which I lost, which explains the large amount of scarring I have about my neck and thighs.
Yes, that would.
I think my favourite memory had to be, I laugh now, I remember it, but at the time it was quite painful. We were shooting all night in the Antelope Public House in High Wycombe, and doing a very sort of strenuous action sequence when while I was filming a particularly tricky scene that involved me having to move from position A to position B while also delivering dialogue, which I was finding difficult at the time due to an incident earlier with a pigeon. Yes, I was filming this scene, and while I was doing it, Dee Dee, who had found some dislodged electrical cables in the cellar, actually inserted some in me. And at the time it was painful, but looking back at it, it was just one of those pranks that go on around the set. You know, like the time that our actress lost part of her arm. And there was sort of various other incidents. I remember one involving a midget. This is absolutely extraordinarily good chocolate. I exist on a steady diet of chocolate, Coca-Cola and sodomy.